on the water with me. Come on and walk on the water with me. You will not fade. You will not fade. Come on and walk on the water with me. Yeah. Come on and walk on the water with me. You will not fail. You will not fail. Make a move in faith. Launch on out in the deep. Be courageous and get down off that bound. Keep your eyes on me. Don't mind the waves and the wind. There ain't nothing gonna stop us now. Come on and walk on the water with me. Come on. Walk on the water with me. You will not fail. No, no. You will not fail. Come on and walk on the water with me. Come on and walk on the water with me. You will not fail. You will not fail. I'm higher when the hurricane roars. In the midnight madness, I'll be your peace. Don't you dare give up. You better not give in. Listen, any moment now the storm's gonna cease. Come on, walk on the water with me. Get out of that boat now. Walk on the water with me. You will not fail. You will not fail. Let me take you by the hand and walk on the water with me. Come on and walk on the water with me. You will not fail. You will not fail. Come on and walk on the water with me. Come on, come on, come on. Walk on the water with me. Yes, you will not fail. No, no, you will not fail.
All right, a very good evening to you here on Joy 99.7 FM, your superstation, channel of blessing and your place of inspiration. This is our walk with Jesus. 5 minutes after the hour of 9, and today is Sunday, the 12th of March, 2023. It's a day the Lord has made. We rejoice and we're glad in this beautiful day. I'm very sure that you went to church. If you didn't, I'm sure that you had some time to at least fellowship with your source, your God, and it's been a good Sunday. Tonight on A Walk with Jesus, we want to look at the subject of projecting the Ghanaian identity in today's gospel music. We know that music is an integral part of our worship as Christians and as Africans. Music cannot be separated from the African. The average African is musical in nature. And we, over the years, have seen various forms of worship in diverse areas of our Christianity. To help us, discuss this, I have with me in the studio a team that have done their possible best to deliberately ensure that the Ghanaian identity, since it's Ghana month, the Ghanaian identity, stands out as far as the music is concerned. And so we're going to be looking deeper into the subject of ensuring that the Ghanaian identity is projected through our gospel music, not just in Ghana, but beyond the borders of Ghana. My name is Atuakwa, and I'm ably supported by way of production by Abraham Ofusufori. I'm going to take a musical break, and when I come back, we'll be delving into discussion. It's going to be informative, it's going to be educative, it's going to be inspiring, it's going to be entertaining. And so keep your dial locked here on Joy 99.7 FM. In fact, pick your phone, call friends, call loved ones, tell them to tune in to 99.7 megahertz as we delve into this interesting subject. I'll be right back.
We're going to dance, we're going to praise. Amen. Are you ready? Put your hands together again. Come on.
So if you just tuned in, this is A Walk with Jesus right here on Joy 99.7 FM, your super station, channel of blessing, and your place of inspiration. Tonight, we're still in the month of March. And it's Ghana month. And so we are taking a look at the subject of projecting the Ghanaian identity in today's gospel music. Gospel music has evolved over the ages, and today we're still enjoying the blessing of gospel music. I have with me in the studio a team who have been in the, should I say industry or ministry? Maybe I'll say mindustry. Both ministry and industry for over a decade. And they've kept a certain identity that I find very interesting. And we're going to be looking into that identity, reason why they've kept that identity. Is it intentional? Did it just happen? Or this is what they're comfortable with. That is why they've stuck to that. And see the lesson that we can learn from that as Ghanaian Christians. How can we carry this identity, beyond the borders of Ghana and project our identity even through the gospel to the rest of the world? How can we sell it well for the rest of the world to embrace this identity? I have with me here in the studios Celestine Donko, whose song you heard a while ago, Final Say. I'm very sure that if you're listening to me by now, you should have joined the Final Say Challenge, and you've done your bit as far as the Final Say Challenge is concerned. I have with me here in the studios Celestine Donko, and I have her manager as well. He will also be sharing his bit as far as this style of ministry is concerned, as a manager with us. So I'm very sure that by the time we are done, you would have picked your bit, one, as a Ghanaian, and two, as a lover of music. And if you are into the music ministry, you need to draw closer to your set. Call friends, call loved ones, tell them to join the discussion. You can be part of this discussion via WhatsApp. Please send your questions, send your comments to 055 1111 997. That's 055 1111 997. We'll do well to answer your questions and share your comments as well. Let me say a very good evening to you.
Good evening.
How do you say how are you doing in Eve?
Alekenele.
Kofi dem nim so ntefi.
Anasa aleke oyime.
Aleke oyime. Nti alekenale. Anasa aleke oyime.
Yeleme.
Yeah. Nti nim bisa also. Aleke name ana.
Alekenele.
Oh, kakra not no you believe me. Anyway, a very warm welcome to you, Kofi, as well. Right. Today we're looking at projecting the Ghanaian identity, in today's gospel music. And like I said in my introduction, I've cast my eyes down and realized that there are just a few of Ghanaian gospel musicians. I'm talking about the contemporary, who have intentionally, kept that Ghanaian identity, in our music. But with you, the story is different. Let me ask Kofi first of all, since you are the manager, is it intentional?
Yes, to a very large extent.
Why?
Because that is what makes you unique. And I say this in 2010 or 11, if I remember. We had an email from a group in South Africa, and they were doing a live recording at the time, and they needed to feature an artist. They were considering for featuring an artist from the western part of Africa.
Okay.
They reached out, and the first thing they sent was Supernatural, the song Supernatural.
Okay.
And they're like, we don't understand a portion of it, but we love what we hear there. And that was what had the first collaboration turning around in South Africa.
Wow.
Yes.
And what portion of the song Supernatural were they referring?
There's this Efe part where you hear.
So it goes like this. Enyela mauvie menye. Yatanye matawazu futola pachududu wachoa denumo. Wahadumbo, adumbo.
Yeah.
You know, so that's caught their attention because they were hearing something they have never heard anywhere elsewhere. And again in 2017 or 18, if I'm not, we went to US, and then were invited. She was supposed to minister at a program called the Saudi Awards. It's an award scheme for our brothers from the East
Africa.
You know, and yes, in the diaspora. So in Georgia, it was difficult. We're trying to get a slot. They said, okay, we don't know you that much, but we just want you to minister 5 minutes for the first night, and then the second night you joined our guests. The second night was the main awards night. So it was difficult. They were struggling to, get to really know who she is. Then she went on stage, ministered this same Supernatural song. After I said, no, tomorrow night you have to perform again. Tomorrow is a big night. Now we want you for the big night. Again, they fell in love with that song and that particular part. That particular part. So, anytime that comes in, that is the Celestine's identity. And so even if she does a song and there is no ever in it, our people here in Ghana will question, so it's more like her strength.
So it tells that even our own people love that the projection of that aspect of Celestine's music.
I say we can do the contemporary stuff, but I'm not sure we can do it better than Kirk Franklin. That is his style. That is their style. But if we add what we have to what they give us, then we give them something they haven't heard before, and then they want to really hear more. And so up to date, most of the streaming numbers, I mean, Supernatural has always been within the first 5.
Wow.
Or look at, it was released way back in, I think, 2010.
Yes.
And up to date, it's still doing so well digitally.
Interesting.
Yeah.
So it is intentional.
Very intentional.
To keep that identity.
Yes.
Right. So let's say, has it worked for you?
Yes, it has. It has worked for me personally. When I started singing professionally and recording songs, I listened to a lot of songs and I heard a lot of songs. I sang a lot of songs from both our Ghanaians, and I tend to really love everything African. For a music to catch my attention, it has to have
the African feel.
Exactly. For me, naturally, I would love the song if it has a touch of African in terms of language, in terms of our instrument, like the xylophone, like the tambourine, like our guitars and our percussion. So such songs always, they resonate with me very well. So when I finally had the opportunity and decided that no, this is what I'm going to do, I wanted it to sound African. I wanted to sound African. I wanted to represent Africa. Yeah, I didn't want to sound like a foreigner. You know, I want to be identified as an African. So, and one thing that has always been encouraging is that when I do it, people love it.
Yeah,
they love it. And you see, I sing pieces of 4 bars or 8 bars on other people's songs.
Sure.
And they tell me that's the part of the song that
they like.
So that has really encouraged, you know, the desire, which has already been there. Yeah.
Let's bring that to church.
Yeah.
Okay. As the days go by, we realize that we rather import, you know, Western style of doing things, Western way of doing church, Western songs, Western way of singing, even the elements, you know, that we put into our day-to-day worship, you know, we import the Western into our way of worship, rather than enhancing our own. As a gospel musician who rather projects, I know you would want to be very careful with this, but as a gospel musician who rather projects the Ghanaian identity, African identity, would you say that it's safe for us to be doing our worship like that for the sake of the future?
Like in quote the foreign praise and worship stuff we do in church.
Exactly.
For me, I find it very sad, to be very sincere with you. I find it really, really sad. And there are church denominations in Ghana that actually don't even encourage.
They tell you
Exactly.
that. They tell you that.
They don't even encourage that. If you are a praise team member or worship leader, you are actually told, you know, not to do local songs in the church.
Yes.
And you know the sad thing? The sad thing is that the congregation, they don't like it. I know, because the day we lift the local ones, we see the difference. They don't like it. They love the local
songs.
They want to dance. They want, you know, Africans, we are dancers by nature.
We are rhythmic.
Yes, we are very rhythmic. We are able to flow when it's our language. We flow when it's our beat, you know. But when you do the other stuffs, it's different. The difference is clear. So I think it's what we call suatra and and it's not just in music. It's not just in music. It's really happening in our education as well. Check BC results. Students are getting 1 in English and F in tree.
I assume.
Charlie, it's really sad. It's an agenda that Ghana must really wake up and push. Ghana must really wake up. Otherwise, I don't know what's going to happen in the generations to come. We are going to lose every identity we have as Ghanaians. Yeah. And the church must begin to push this agenda. We must not do our African culture, our Ghanaian culture occasionally in church. So occasionally, I know some churches occasionally do Ghana Day, who dress Ghanaian outfit, and it's exciting. But it's sad that we are Ghanaians and we
have Ghana Day.
Why don't we love things that are ours? You know, I think the message of Christ will be well understood when it is presented in the mood of language, the mood that the people understand, the people can easily relate to. Because we can do foreign songs better than the foreigners. That is what they have. And this is what we have. You can't stand there and sing equally as good as Tasha Cobbs. Never. They understand chords you don't understand. They were wired that way. And we are also wired differently. And I think it's really a wake-up call. We must really arise and begin to love Ghana, love Africa, love our content in our music, our culture in our music, talking of our appearance, talking of our instruments and our language. Language. One of the things I wondered when I was a child, that why is it that every song we sing in Ghana is in one language? Why? I really wondered. Meanwhile, we are enriched with over 40 languages in Ghana. Why? Why don't we love our language? So I do this thing with so much love and passion. Like, it's really beautiful. When I sing Twi or I sing English and I switch to Ewe,
the heavenly language,
the difference is clear. I don't struggle. My confidence is higher. You know, I don't know. I think, well, there are so many factors. How much has artists like myself been you know, tap at the back and celebrated? How much of that, you know? So we have not celebrated the few who are really pushing hard to represent Ghanaian culture in our music. We have not been celebrated. I don't think we have been celebrated. There is no special, you know, I don't know how to put it, but we don't have any special attention or special treat, you know, to encourage others to do it.
Yeah.
Rather, listen to our media space. They play more of foreign stuff than our local content. And it's the reason, because every artist, I want to be played, I want to be heard.
Sure.
So, hey, what songs are they playing now? What songs like Joy FM like playing? Oh, I listen to you from morning to evening. I realize that all the songs you play are foreign. I'll do foreign song because I want you to play my song. You know, so I think the media space has also not really helped much because of how much of foreign content they play in Ghana.
Kofi, somebody will say,
Also, before you
ask what Celeste.
You know, in our church, for instance, we are in one of these Abraham churches. And you know, she gets to minister, and she ministers so well in the local language, and we close, and this old lady was, and they want to know how. The old lady said, and then they want to know how. Why? Because she's singing in a language she could relate and really understand. You know, and when she said that we don't really get recognized, people like her don't get recognized by, you know, our own because of the language. It's real. I mean, the very last Celestial Praise we had, for instance, we tried so hard to get MPs from government, MPs from the Volta region, say this is one of your own. None of them showed any interest. Because, I mean, it's your own thing.
The thing is your own thing.
You know, is it familiarity, or it's lack of understanding?
I think it's lack of understanding.
It's lack of understanding.
For me, it's purely lack of understanding. We don't know, because we sit here and we hear people sing Zulu songs, sing in languages we don't understand.
Nigeria,
Igbo, we all do that,
with joy.
you know, and we love it. But when our own, you know, starts something that is very indigenous, we see it some way, somehow, and we don't really appreciate it.
Well, somebody will say that probably it is the packaging, and I'll throw this to you, Kofi, because they see how the South Africans, you know, package theirs, and they're able to sell it out such that it even transcends the borders of Africa, and it's widely accepted, you know, globally. Today, Nigeria is all over the place, you know, especially in the secular space. I mean, you see the way they are able to transcend the borders of their country. Someone would say that probably it's because of the packaging. For you, I mean, you've been able to even break, you know, that barrier and transcended the borders, you know, of Ghana. I know, I mean, Celestine is big in the southern part of Africa, big in the eastern part of Africa, you know, and even in Nigeria, I've got a lot of connections there, doing well in Nigeria. Do they have a point? They say that the way you package the thing, we understand it's ours, but it's the way you package it. Why would the others not be careful and very creative about it, like Celestine does, with hers, which is so accepted and it's enjoyed? What would you say to that?
It also falls flat. Packaging
That argument
in this
falls flat.
completely flat.
Why?
This day and era. The song you just played,
Yes,
Final Say medley.
Yes.
As Celestial Praise, you saw how NK did with ease.
Exactly.
She's not a Ghanaian.
Yes.
You were here when you saw Zaza
Yes.
From South Africa.
from South Africa. I mean, these are non-Ghanaians. And we had a lot of videos from non-Ghanaians. You think if the packaging wasn't to be good, if we didn't have a good packaging, we would get those people responding to it.
But that's Celestine. Someone will say that the others are
So
not.
you see, the thing that for me, the argument has nothing to do with packaging. I think the generation of gospel ministers we have now are doing so well in terms of packaging, but it's up to us to accept, promote, and give them all the support they need. It has nothing to do with packaging at all, because if you really pay attention to some other, I don't want to mention countries here, but some other, countries, and listen to what they present. You watch Trace Gospel.
Trace Gospel.
Look at some of the videos we see on Trace. Some of the songs we hear. We are really doing well. We are really, really doing well. I happen to work very closely with them. So, on one of our conference calls, I think 2021, we're trying to review, and they said that in terms of quality content,
It's coming
from Ghana.
gospel.
Really?
Yes, on Trace Gospel.
On Trace Gospel.
They said that they look at the quality of our productions.
If you watch,
And they are only, and the concern the general manager raised was that he does not know how we consume our music here in Ghana, because, and his argument was that you see the video, you hear the song, the lyrics, everything is so on point, but check the numbers, so low.
What would you say the problem is?
We don't embrace what we have.
Yes.
For me, that's it. We just don't support, we don't embrace what we have. You have a radio station, you have a TV station that says we don't play Ghanaian music. We rather want to play foreign music.
Even church that would say don't sing Ghanaian songs.
They don't sing Ghanaian songs.
Sadly, there are big churches here in Ghana. When they do events, look at the billboards. They are flying artists, foreign artists in the church like nobody, like nothing, like it's nothing.
They are very comfortable bringing artists from outside
Ghanaian artists
than putting a Ghanaian artist on their bill.
And they say it with pride on their platform. We don't do Ghanaian songs here. You are lost. If you have that platform and you are propagating to your congregation, you don't do Ghanaian songs in your church. That is how lost we are. We don't even know who we are. You are a Ghanaian, born and bred here. You don't do Ghanaian songs in your church.
You don't
do Ghanaian songs in your church. Your children are Ghanaians. I pray that all your children will become musicians in Ghana, and you will see how hard the system we've created for them, their future. We don't do Ghanaian songs in your church.
That's interesting. Yes. You can be part of the discussion. Kindly send WhatsApp 055-1111-997. Okay, 055-1111-997. That's the WhatsApp line. Interestingly, we have a challenge with our Facebook, so we're unable to stream live on Facebook today. Kindly bear with us. Please bear with us. But send your messages to 055-1111-997. Right. This one says that this is from Deacon Daniel Akofu. He says, Celestine, you were discussed at my choir meeting today. You will hear from ICGC Harvest Temple soon. All right then.
I hear you.
All right, you are starting to discuss. So, all right then. Thank you very much. Okay. All right. I think this is a private message,
Yes.
so we'll hold that. So please send your messages to 055 997. Okay. Let's get interactive. We're looking at the subject of projecting the Ghana. It's Ghana month, so projecting the Ghanaian identity through gospel music, or in today's gospel music. Kofi, we have seen how the Nigerians have been able to sell out theirs, the Nigerian identity beyond the borders of Nigeria, and it's been widely accepted globally. South Africa has also done very well with that. What would you say are the factors that these two major countries, have been able to put into ensuring that much as the African identity is so profound in their music, the gospel music, it is still accepted out there? What are the factors they've put into it that we are not?
Message. Number one, I think that as gospel people, we don't just sell rhythm. We want a message that we can be identified with, or we can connect to easily. So the message of the song. Now, what the Nigerians have done over the years is that they will do the chorus in English, in their local language, and make sure some way, somehow, if you are let's say a foreigner, you don't understand their language, you are still able to get a line or two
that the message is captured.
It's captured in a language you can understand. So it makes it easy for you to connect to the song. Here with gospel, we don't just so they are able to fuse 2 languages, 3 languages, and still make meaning. You are able to get what the song is about.
Wow.
Like we have with Only You.
Yes.
You realize that Only You is in ever English.
Yes.
So what they really capitalize on the message of the song. You have a good message, but make sure you are able to, you do it in your local language, number one. Do it in a language that has also global appeal, or that kind of understanding that makes it easy for people to connect to it. And that is one thing I think we are not doing so well. Recently, I see a lot of people trying to toe that line, which is the way to go. Because don't think that you will do 100% Ghanaian song and your song will get so much airplay in a foreign land like in Nigeria.
But on the other side, not to take the wind out of yourself, Kofi, somebody like Rebecca Malope, in South Africa, who hardly sings English. But
the emotions.
Still,
the emotions with which she's singing. So you don't really understand what she's saying, but you are touched. But for me, having been here for 15 years, all I can say is that with gospel, what we really want, what really gets people going with a song, fall in love with a song, is the message of the song. Because the song must minister some way, somehow to the person. To make them fall and say, oh, this song, I always want to use it when I'm praying. Do you understand Ekueme?
I've lived in Nigeria, but I'm in Tiasi.
But somewhere, somehow, what the bro be share, baby.
Is there no one like you? So it gives you an idea.
It gives you an idea of what the song is about.
Doing.
That's what we are not doing.
That's what we are not doing. And the thing is, for me, aside as different things about a song appeals to different people in different way. I think that if a song, to say a song has a touch of Africa or a Ghanaian culture, aside using our language, we can also use our instrument.
Yes.
Our xylophone, which is very unique. Into that. Very, very unique.
Talking drums.
Yes.
Seprewa. Our percussions, our talking drums. There are unique instruments I remember when I was going to South Africa for the recording.
Yes, the turning around recording.
The instrumentalists they wanted to see was our percussions, because percussions wasn't common in South Africa. That is one thing they love about Ghana music.
I see.
Yeah.
Do our young musicians know this? Do they know this?
I don't know if they do,
because these are the instruments. Honestly, these are the instruments we overlook here. Oh, the percussions, yeah, percussions. You know, and we brush.
They
over
didn't
it.
want any instrumentalist to come with her, but the percussionists.
the percussions.
And they were
The
insisting.
percussionists.
They were
They
insisting.
were insisting.
And you know the unfortunate thing, the percussionist, his visa came after she had returned.
Oh.
His visa came late.
Oh,
And
she
they kept
need me
asking- They kept asking about him. So there are things that God has blessed us in Ghana that will catch people's attention. People who are not Ghanaians, their attention. Our language is beautiful. Our rhythm is beautiful. Our high life is beautiful. Our agbaja is beautiful. Our
Adowa.
Dowa, the dance we do, this is what makes us unique. So no matter how contemporarized we become, we can still feature these things in our music and it will sound amazingly beautiful.
Hope my music director is hearing.
Amazing. Like,
I didn't say
like
anything.
begin to do these things on stage. You know, when I even want to do a foreign song in church, like a song like I will worship the Lord for He is my.
Yeah.
I want to do a Ghanaian version of
it, yes.
with the Bobo ensembles and running that song on it. And the owner of that song will listen to it and they will go like,
Wow.
"What?" Because they are hearing something different. How would that generation, this upcoming generation, appreciate what we are saying? They should be encouraged. They should be encouraged. When they release songs that has these features, they should be played. They should be heard. You know, they should be pushed. But if we are doing it and it looks like those who are doing the foreign ones are the ones getting the attention. Whoa, join.
Probably it's because nobody's really doing, I mean, the kind of music that you are doing. You get it. You hear a Celestine Donko song and you know that it's Celestine Donko. You don't need to be told. You understand because you've been consistent with that stuff. Probably if they are attaching the kind of understanding you're attaching to it and doing it with the passion that you are doing, it will be embraced just as yours has been embraced. I'm awaiting the time that you walk into a church and on the altar, apart from the normal drum set and the bass guitars and the lead guitars, we have our phantom from displayed there.
We don't have
you
even
know.
our instruments in churches.
Oh, Charlie.
So me, for instance, like I have this my song called Worthy. I go Oduman Kuma then the phantom go dum dum. They
Or the
don't
Thompson in the
even
rebel.
have those instruments in churches because ebi first near say
Okay, so that's another dimension
Yes.
to it. We see our culture
Yes.
as fetish.
Yes.
Is the reason why we don't embrace it in church.
To see those things in church is like tradition because those instruments they appear when at the backgrounds and
Chiefs are pouring libation and all those things.
I remember when Kofi Sapon did his first song with that.
Yes.
It was a major issue because people are saying we did some same.
Really?
Yep. Yeah.
But when the airwaves embraced it and they gave that song, they needed push. Now I think around that time everybody wanted to do
Exactly.
Yeah.
Bobo.
Yeah. So we need to push the few people who are doing it. Push us. When you push, the others will see it worth doing. Because you have really drawn my attention to. I look at our up and coming generation, and they are really, really going for it. They are all going for it.
It's a cause for worry. I think they don't
It's
see
really-
that. They don't see it as a major. It's like so. I mean, the most important thing is that you have.
But I want to
mistake.
encourage them that in our world today, it's a global space. When you are in Ghana, you are doing music in Ghana. It's not only Ghanaians that are hearing you. Last year, I performed at Ghana Fest in Canada. Why? It was a Ghanaian festival. Why was I billed? Because of my kind of songs. And you should see the videos. The whites loved it. You know, they laughed to dance to it, and they loved everything about the song. And so we should not be just, we should really push to have our culture represented in our songs. It will help us to be unique. We have airways, we have adangbes, we have dagombes, we have houses. I want to hear gospel in Hausa, in a beautiful Hausa instruments, and God. The world will come for such a song.
Wow.
Yes, the world will come for such a song. And you see, we really need to start loving what we have. Because we are really losing it. We are losing it.
Kofi, does our culture sell? I mean, in terms of placing the gospel, on
It does.
our culture.
It
Does
does.
sell?
It does. I just told you that Supernatural, that was released 10 years or so ago, is still doing so well. And you still get people referring to that.
Have you
song.
not just been fortunate to have, been able to break through
So we have,
on that tangent?
We have other songs that are not too, let's say, indigenous, as in they are not too Ghanaian. And you can always compare the numbers. You can always compare the numbers and realize that there's something about that song that has, that touch, that's Ghanaian touch. It makes a difference.
Even Agbebolo.
Yes.
Even Agbebolo.
Yes, even Agbebolo.
Agbebolo is...
Hey,
when did we get it? We got a tongue from a certain island that we didn't even know. Saint Eustatius?
Saint Eustatius.
I even don't know. It's an island.
Yes, it's an island.
Apparently, this song, Turning Around, is a hit in that,
on that island.
And they wanted to host me for a very big concert, and then COVID came.
Wow.
And at that time, they were saying that one of the songs they were playing all over the place was Agbebolo.
Agbebolo.
Did they understand it?
They
Of course, it has
sang-
English.
I sang it largely in English, and then just a few words. But the rhythm, Ghana was represented in that song. The beats, the melody, Ghana was well represented in that
Wow.
song. Yeah. And so let's love what we have. Because
We really need to gain an awakening.
Yeah, we can only give the world what we have.
people embrace what you have. When you yourself, you are not
You don't
celebrating
celebrating it.
We are not celebrating it. We don't even like it. How?
Oh yeah, someone.
Just as we have pushed African print and it's nationally worn every
Yes.
Friday,
Yes.
we can push the Ghana music agenda and make sure that our contents are given the proper airplay, proper attention, proper push. Love our own. When it comes to songs that are, represents our culture, the award should be different. It should come with a prize. These are...
Celestine, probably those in the gospel music industry are not proactive, like those who are doing secular music. I'm saying that because of should I call it a genre? Like Afrobeats. Look at how they've pushed it, and it's out there. Probably those your colleagues are not that proactive with it. You came up with Final Say, and then like joke, Final Say challenge, it's all over the place. Could it be that they are not proactive with it? That is why it's not being accepted like that.
We have our gospel people. We have our own issues. We have our own issue, but like on a general front, what I'm saying right now is that how much of a push, how much of a support are we giving? You know, because before.
Send your food, your pan, your piano.
Exactly. Now the offer the pan more in piano. I see then and the offer.
Piano.
Because if there is somebody looking up to me, Celestine Donko, and hoping to, you know, do my kind of song, how much of a blessing am I to attract that person? I don't know if you understand.
I get you.
Exactly. So we need to.
So they should see you succeed with it, then it will attract them to follow.
They should see me. They should see me celebrated. That's the word. They should see me, you know, enjoying the airplay. They should see me not struggling to, you know. Then they can also say, okay, so this is what is working. Then they can follow. But we don't celebrate our own music. We don't play it, and. Oh God. we don't love our own song. We don't like our own languages. We are losing everything Ghanaian gradually, and one day it will come back to hit us.
Kofi, where do we start from?
From the
making
church.
a U-turn.
So from the church. Remember what you see. From the church. From the church. When churches begin to make deliberate efforts to say that, look, like I was telling you, this old lady walks and said, because what to tree, you know, but the sermon is in English. And we want all the administration and everything. Brofo. You know, so cry to I and Pagana, dear, no, America, dear. You know, and no new who say, yeah, papa. You know, so when the church decides that, look, we have to make sure, just let it be open.
And let's be deliberate about
it. For me, that's where we can start.
Wow.
Otherwise, we will do. And even if we do, it's so fulfilling that you see that you've done a song, an artist has a song, and you walk by a church and you hear a church singing your song.
Sure.
It's so encouraging. You know, so if we get our artists doing the songs and we don't tend to use them in church, and we still want to use the Domoines and all the Abrofonium, at the end of the day, we are not encouraged and they are not motivated to do more.
Well, I guess we'll have to make a pledge to make a U-turn, and it will take a collective effort to make that happen. How time flies. But beyond the rhythm, we're talking about music. I see beyond the rhythm, you know, in front of you, and I see your beautiful picture, as you know, behind it. I've always been seeing Celestine's picture, you know, all over the place. Today, Kofi, your picture is out there. Also, bad, sir. You know. Tell us, why have you decided to write at this time? We know you sing.
Oh, so we wouldn't be able to tell our stories with the songs we sing, you know, because our songs have the message of the gospel.
Sure.
You know, but we feel we have a lot to share and to bless generations coming up. And so it was important for us to share this story in a book, which would last longer and will stay on and bless many people.
Wow.
So yes, we decided to put this in a book.
I see.
It's basically about our journey in the music, how we started as ordinary people. We started without knowing much in the industry, but gradually God has paved the way, and consistency has really been our strength as a team. And so we've basically shared our story, and we believe it will inspire many people.
Wow. Kofi, what important elements as far as your journey together, working together. We know your husband and wife, but working together as artist and manager. What are the very salient points that the book captures that we're to learn from your journey?
Basically, like she said, we've been doing this for 15 years. And you get a lot of people asking, how do you guys do it? And we've seen a lot of people tried it or worked to an extent and didn't really work. It didn't work. So if by the grace of God we've been able to come this far, there are things that we've done. There are things that I didn't know jack about music, and I still don't know what the key is. You know, I still don't know what a key is, but when I hear good music, I know. If I hear something that has commercial value in it, I'm able to point out. And so these are some of the things that has kept us going. These are some of the things. So I rather would say that people who are looking forward to or have the potential of working together, I think that just as we have been able to do it, and like I said, I didn't know anything about it, and now just about a couple of days ago, I was talking to one of our streaming companies, and they are saying that, the guy was saying that, hey, Mr. Donko, you know what I see? But,
I see.
and I'm like, really? When? How? But you know, it's I devoted my time, devoted everything to it. I decided to learn on the job, and today this is where we are. And so we think that people who also decide, if you get a book and you read, you will understand how we got to where we are now. And I think that it will also serve as a guide to people who have interest in working together, be it in the music space or whatever space. Once you guys are spouse and you want to do it, I think it's a good guide.
Is it on the shelf?
Yes.
So where can one get some?
Christ Temple, the Altar Bookshop. It will go to Challenge Bookshop this week, and it will also be online before the end of the week.
All right. So get a copy, and you'll be blessed. Beyond the Rhythm by Kofi and Celestine Donko. Right. Uncle Ken is very ready to serve you some soothing music, jazz music, right here on 99.7. Uncle Ken.
Yes.
Good evening, sir.
Belated happy birthday.
Thank you very much.
Birthday. You know,
You're not ponding after the show.
Oh, mercy.
Kofi knows how much I adore Celestine.
Wow.
Because I've told him before. I love her music.
Wow.
I think she's doing well. Very, very, very well. And commercially as well, Kofi is enterprising. You know, like he says. I can see them just going higher and higher.
Wow.
My only concern is with this matter of we not playing enough Ghanaian music. I think that for a station like Joy, apart from those of us who do the specialized programs, like Countryland, like my jazz, and Ken's Music Mix on a Thursday, Billy on a Saturday, I think the rest of the crew play a lot of Ghanaian
music.
Wouldn't you agree, Pastor? You guys,
I do.
When you
I play.
come, yes,
I do.
You
I play more of local stuff.
Yes, and almost all the local radio stations play a lot of local stuff.
So why are we not able to translate?
Music?
Oh yes,
Yeah.
I think so.
But I really think we are competing with them. We are competing with a lot of the foreign content.
Are you?
Yes, we are.
Yeah.
Yes, we are.
Maybe I don't-
Because there was a time, there's been instances where I have to text and ask
Tune in on
and say,
Sunday morning.
why are you not playing Ghanaian music?
The gospel on Sunday mornings.
Trust me,
It-
I
it's
said
mostly
tune in
foreign,
across foreign all the radio stations. Tune in.
Oh, okay.
You don't listen to
Okay.
my show.
Your show.
Yes.
Because Pastor Atuakwa,
You
I
don't
want to
listen to
listen
my
to
show.
him.
But you see, let's give this to Pastor Atu. I think Pastor Atu really pushed a lot of Ghanaian gospel into Joy.
Yeah.
Yes.
That I know for sure.
Yes.
You know, but we are still competing with.
I'm happy.
Yes.
I'm happy you're going to have copies of your CD
Sure.
at, say, Challenge Bookshop, where that's close by me. Because I like buying the hard
The
copy,
physical stuff.
you know, and I listen to a lot of gospel at home. So I'm glad. I'm going to get a copy
Thank
over
you.
there by all means. Now that
Right.
you've just said it, and
Right.
I'm going there
Right.
to get a copy. But I wish you well.
Thank
I
you
wish
so much.
well.
Thank you.
And keep doing what you're doing.
Thank you.
Right then. Thank you very much, Uncle Ken. Right. So this is where we wrap up on tonight's edition of A Walk with Jesus. We've been looking at the subject of projecting the Ghanaian identity in today's gospel music. I want to say a very happy birthday to you, Beryl. You and your twin sister. Very happy birthday to you. God richly bless you and favor you and grant you great grace. My name is Atuako. I've been ably supported by Abraham Ofusu Ofori. Let's cherish ours. Let's adore ours. Let's celebrate ours, because that's what we have. Over to Uncle Ken Addy as he serves you with some soothing jazz music. We're out.